Hey guys, so I know it's been a while since I've put a video out. For those of you who used to watch my videos, I apologize for that. It's really been kind of difficult to accept and move past, especially when you guys are all asking me, and I very much appreciate you guys asking me questions about that suit, but that suit didn't work. I can't even say how grateful I am that I actually failed with that suit. It's weird to think that because I don't really like being a failure. I didn't want to accept that I had failed at that suit. But it really opened my eyes to the fact that I wasn't the one that come up with the idea to build the physical version of the armor of God. That was a God-given idea. And it really hit that, like, here I am trying to build it, and I don't know really much about it. I just kind of thought, I'll just build a suit of armor and call it the armor of God. That sounds awesome. This will be great. But it wasn't, and it didn't work, and it led me to a point where I was really struggling with the fact that, like, wow, I actually failed at this, and I don't want to admit this to the public. But it led into also the fact that I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't understand it. So maybe I should do some research on it. There's an idea, and it just, one thing led to another, and pretty soon, that's kind of... Some of you probably noticed my longer hair. Anyways, I didn't like doing this. Anyways, I started reading the Bible kind of book by book, not really in order. I was trying to do some research, and the more I read, the more it kind of intrigued me to want to read more. And it led to more and more and more. And pretty soon, I was reading the book of Numbers, and let me find it real quick. I better pull it up Numbers chapter 6 talks about, I've got the ESV Bible, but Numbers chapter 6 talks about the Nazirite vow. And for those of you who don't know, Samson, I think everybody knows the character Samson, but Samson was dedicated as a Nazirite from his birth, which is the reason that his hair wasn't allowed to be cut. The hair had it's like a significance, basically, of this is me dedicating my life to Christ, or to God at the time, dedicating my life to God for a certain amount of time, and my hair's not allowed to be touched, kind of thing. So, reading that, all of a sudden it kind of hit me, that sounds kind of cool. So for those of you who know my dad, I'm not growing my hair out like my dad. Anyways, no, so I decided that, hey, I'm going to start my own challenge, and actually at the end of the video, I'm going to announce a couple of guys that I want to challenge as well, but I'm calling it the Samson Challenge. And what it is you take the Bible, you read the Bible from cover to cover, and through the whole process, you don't cut your hair. And for those of you who don't know, I am a very slow reader, so I've been reading for most of the year, actually. But anyways, in doing so, my eyes have really been opened up to a lot of things that I didn't realize, I didn't know, and all of a sudden it really made sense why I failed with the armor was because I really didn't know. I had no clue. I didn't understand things. I'm still learning. There's still so much to learn. I mean, there's, the breastplate of righteousness. What is righteousness? I could give you the textbook answer, but what does the Bible say righteousness is? I'm still learning. So I'm excited and ready to start this all over again. And I have to thank Pastor Sue because she's kind of pushed me into it a little bit sooner than what I had originally planned on. But that's okay because, it needs to be done. Otherwise, I might just keep procrastinating. And that's not a good thing. But it's funny because... when I first started the first suit, like, I jumped in both feet. I think I might have already said that, but it's, I got so excited about the idea of building the armor of God and turning it into a physical, something people can visualize, because I hadn't really thought of it at the time, but through my learning process, I've realized, that is a tool that God has given each and every one of us in our toolbox in life that most people overlook and forget about. I even forget about it. And it's weird to say that because, I'm thinking about the suit all the time, but there's certain instances where it's like, well, crap, if I would have actually prayed about that, I could have been wearing the armor of God and I wouldn't have had to have that problem, But it's just, the whole process has been awesome. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will make straight your paths." When I heard that in a Sunday sermon, that verse really stuck out to me because I realized that's what I was doing when I first started the first suit. I wasn't trying to dig in, and I wasn't trying to understand what God really wanted me to do. But I feel like I'm on the right track now. I'm really not entirely sure that I'm ready to build the suit yet now, just because it's like I've been learning so much that, I've really learned how inadequate I was to even think I was able to do that on my own. And even now, like, I still feel very inadequate to do it. But there's a lot of people in the Bible that were very inadequate to do their jobs, and God still used them. So on that note, I think it's time to wrap this video up. This one's been a little bit longer than most, but there's been a lot of things I think I needed to just kind of get off my chest in this video. And also, not all of you that are watching this knew or know about what I'm trying to do, and so Pastor Sue challenged me to it, so, here I am. Anyways, by the way, hey Pastor Sue, usually you're over here in the screen, so I'll just, anyways. So it's good to be back. I'm super excited to start this over again. I can't guarantee that I'm going to have a video out every week, but I'm certainly going to try. And this stuff doesn't really just happen overnight, so hopefully I can get it done in a relatively timely fashion. But just so y'all know, I do have a full-time job from 8 to 5 every day, and sometimes that requires overtime. So usually when I'm working on the suit, it's in the evenings or on a Saturday. So I'm like I said, I'm super excited about this. This is going to be so much fun to actually finish the suit this time. Also, the 3 guys, I want to challenge 3 different guys for the Samson challenge in this video. Tekoa Slaughter, Andrew Graves, and my cousin Samson, because, of all the people to challenge with the Samson challenge, Anyways, see you guys in the next video. Talk to you later.
Therefore, take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand firm. Stand therefore, having fastened on the belt of truth, and having put on the breastplate of righteousness, and as shoes for your feet, having put on the readiness given by the gospel of peace. In all circumstances, take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flaming darts of the evil one, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God.